I'm sorry.
Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say no. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say no. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say how. Girls can't never say they need it.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Join the It Girl gang, period. As you can see by the title today, you guys, we are going to be reading some horrific dating horror stories. I took it upon myself to get up on Reddit and to read people's stories, and I'm going to share these with you. And I might just throw in some of my own stories. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Leave me a comment, all that good stuff. Engage with the kid. Now we can move on into getting into story number one, which we're going to call The Midnight Toe Sucker. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this off of my iPad. Do y'all like this minimal makeup look too, by the way? Today I chose not to really do makeup. I put on like a little contour and a little blush, and that's it today. So something new, but girl, I did not want to do my makeup. I just couldn't. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the story. I was set up on a blind date by a coworker. Things were reasonably well. Okay conversation. He seemed to be genuinely nice. My coworker and her boyfriend double dated with us for moral support. We went back to the coworker's house after dinner to watch a movie together. That's when things got weird. Coworker and boyfriend left the room to give us some alone time. Immediately, my date tried to kiss me. It was one of those approaches with his tongue hanging out. Move, get your tongue out of my face, okay? I nicely rejected the kiss, saying it was too soon for that type of affection for me. So he shifted his attention to my feet. I was wearing open-toed shoes, and he grabbed a foot in his hand and asked if he could rub my feet. First of all, how do you grab my foot and then ask if you can rub my feet? You're already touching my foot. Don't touch it. If I didn't kiss you, why do you think that you can be up on my feet? No. Anyways, let's keep going. I declined, and he began to beg. Told me that he loved my feet and would love to suck on my toes. I declined again. Started to get a bit scared. He made a last-ditch effort by asking if he could just sniff them once. I gathered my things and left at ASAP. He followed me to my car and tried to beg me in a baby voice. He tried to beg me in a baby talk voice to come back. I kept expecting a camera crew to pop out from behind a tree proclaiming that I had indeed been pumped. I was as nice as possible about everything, which you gotta be with some of these feet lovers because they be crazy. Citing that I just needed some time to get comfortable with someone before becoming affectionate. I pulled out of the driveway in such a hurry that I squealed my tires a bit. I had no intention of seeing him again since he had violated my personal space so much. Ooh, I probably wrongly, passive-aggressively ignored his phone calls and MySpace messages. This is old. He couldn't take a hint though and called 20 times in one day. I finally manned up and told him that I wasn't interested in pursuing a relationship. He immediately got nasty, called me a beep, and told me never to contact him again. Weirdest date ever. I have so many things to say, okay? First of all, keep your tongue to yourself, keep your tongue in your mouth. I feel like some people don't be gauging the energy, like, okay, we just got off the date, all right, cute. We need to be able to gauge if we are here to be able to be kissing. But you're coming in for the kill and nobody asked for that. And not only that, but you got your whole tongue out your mouth. Disrespectful. 2, like I said, you asked to rub my feet but had already put my feet in your hands. You can't just touch somebody's feet, grab somebody's feet. What if my foot is not done, okay? They don't care though. Somebody with a foot fetish, they do not care, okay? They don't care. And that's the third thing. People, a lot of men have foot fetishes, and some of them are cool about it. Some of them can keep it cute, but some of them are to the point where it's like him, like you are psycho, you're crazy. Watch out for people like that, because at that point they will go to great lengths. That's what I think. They will go to great lengths, like, and then like she said, she didn't answer no calls or nothing. She told him, don't even try to like keep it cute with them, and like I don't want to say don't be nice, but like have strict boundaries and let them know what it is up front. Don't give them a little bit, because they're gonna take it and run with it, and you're gonna have a stalker on your hands. I'm telling you. And the last point that I need to make for this is why do some of y'all men be blowing people's phones up, and we don't answer, we don't message back, and you don't get the hint? It's like, okay, for me, yes, you can speak up and let them know, but then you get cussed out when you do. Like, what should I do here? Like, I don't like you. I don't want to hurt your feelings in a way where I just be like, look, I don't like you, stop calling me. I don't want to be like that, but like at this point you're asking for it. Why do y'all be doing that? I don't understand, but it is what it is. Let's just move on to the next story. I feel like I should throw a personal one in here. And this is not long at all, but let's just say hygiene is important. So one day I was hanging out with this boy, and one thing about this boy, I will always smell him. Like, I will always smell him. I can't get into too many details, like, and I'm not talking like smell him as I'm all up under him. No, like we would literally be like driving in the car and I always smell him. Like he will always be musty, breath funky, like to the point where don't kiss me, like I don't want you in my face, your breath is funky, like that type of funky. And I kept noticing it a little bit at a time. He would just always be musty. Girl, one day we was in the car and driving. We were driving somewhere. And when I tell you this man got up and I got the biggest, funkiest whiff of behind that I had ever gotten. I could not believe it. I even was like, hold up. But first of all, I was in the car, you guys, like, and I kept getting like this whiff of just butt, like, and I'm like, bro, I know this is not me. I know me, and I know that this booty smell that I keep smelling is not me. But you know when you smelling something so just like, what is that like? It's like, okay, make sure you check yourself too. Make sure it ain't you. Make sure you ain't slipping. But I knew that this pungent booty smell, like, y'all, I want to cut so bad, because there's a difference between some smelling like I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There is a distinct difference between something smelling like butt and something smelling like ass. Excuse me, Lord, forgive me. It smelled like ass, okay? And I was just trying to figure out, okay, is it like what is going on? I keep getting this hint of something. There's something in this vehicle that is smelling very bad. Girl, when I tell you, he pulled, I don't know if we went to the gas station or something where he had to go pay, or I don't know what was going on, but I know that man got up, and when that man got up and walked out of that vehicle, I was hit with such a cloud of funk that I could not believe it. I could not believe it. And like all them times I hung out with him and he was musty and like I was smelling his breath, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why I would do such a thing. No, a clean man is, they say cleanliness is next to godliness, okay? But like, I don't know why I would give this man the benefit of the doubt the way that I was, and like, you know, still hanging out with him knowing he was funky. But like, at that moment, when I smelled that man, when he got up and walked out and I got that whiff, I knew this is not for me. I knew it. I said, this is not for me. And I stopped talking to him. I left him alone. And, you know, it sucked because it's like, okay, you like somebody and it's like, okay, I really want to, like, hang with you and be around you. But, like, when I tell you, just thinking about the smell that I had smelled that day, I knew this is going to be easy. I can get over this. That man is funky. And that is one of my personal story times. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and find another story. I already have the stories chosen, but like, you know, ooh, this one right here, this one is good, okay? This one is called, we're gonna call this one, You Done Got Beside Yourself. That's what we're gonna call this one. Let's get into it. I have been talking to this guy I met on Tinder for a couple of weeks, and he seemed nice enough. One day I posted on Snapchat that I was going to get coffee, and he writes back asking to join. I agreed and gave him the name of the place where I was going to be. I sit down and the waitress takes my order, a caramel latte. He enters and we say our hellos. Conversation-wise, it was fine, nothing too exciting, but not horrible. We were both Dominican, so we bonded over that. But he was good looking and he knew it. So a lot of the conversation became about him. He orders his coffee and 2 appetizers, then another 2, and another 2. When he gets the last one, he offers me some, but I decline because I have plans after to eat with my friends. So at this point, I have had 1 coffee, and he has had 6 appetizers in the coffee. Now this place isn't cheap. My latte was $7, and all the apps they sell are $14 plus. When a check comes, I take out $10 from my wallet and put it on the table. He looks at me and says, "Aren't we going to split it?" I start laughing because of course he must be kidding since I didn't even have 1 bite of the apps and the check is over $100. He's not laughing, so I realize he's not kidding. I tell him I'm not paying since I didn't eat anything. He says, "So, that was your decision." At this point, I really don't want to argue, so I just stand and tell him to have a good day. He started yelling in the restaurant, saying all these insults about me and how sad that makes him because I seemed nice and he had high hopes for us. I could hear him still yelling when I was outside. Trifling, okay? That is so trifling. First of all, I didn't invite you to this cafe. You invited you. I posted I was going to get coffee. You asked if you could come. That's fine, come on. That's cute. That's cute. Like, meanwhile, she didn't even like, she wasn't like, "Hey, are you going to pay for my coffee?" You ordered all of this stuff. You sat your big butt up and ate it. And you want me to pay for it? This is not even like a man type of, a man should pay for a woman's meal type of thing. Like, this is not even that. Because she paid for her own coffee. This is you need to pay for what you ordered and you ate type of thing. And you lucky that I'm not having you pay for my coffee. Why are you, I'm not understanding. Like, why are you being that way? And then you're insulting me because you sat up and ordered all that food? Trifling. So this story brings me to something I experienced when dating one time. Child. When I was younger, I went on a date. Child, I could start a whole series on this one person, but I ain't even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. This boy, we had been like talking on and off dating, and you know, he was a narcissist. It was just like, it was a really bad situation that I was in for a very long time. One day he asked me if I wanted to go on a date, like to Applebee's, and I was like, yeah, we can go on a date. Like, he asked me, mind you, he asked me to go on a date. We get there, I really didn't want to go on a date, but I went anyway because this dude was so like, almost like, if you know anything about a narcissist, they love bomb you to the point where they will show so much, like give you so much love, just like, and for me in that moment I was overwhelmed with it. Like, I don't like that you were like, you're doing too much. Like, And I should have went with my first mind because that would have saved me a lot of trouble. But there was lessons that needed to be learned. But like, he was always giving me, like, love bombing me, sending me millions of emojis, long good morning text messages that turn, you know, if somebody sends you a message so long that you click it and it turns into an actual note. If you have not experienced it, just know that that's a thing, okay? Like an iMessage that turns into the actual note, like a note, you know, like, so he would always send me messages about how much he loved me, and like, it was just too much. So that's why I was weary of, like, I was just like, I don't know if I want to go with him, but I'm gonna just go anyway, you know, like, just go to lunch, go have lunch. We get there, order our food, blah, 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 talking, you know, it is what it is. It was awkward. I don't know why, because he was a weirdo. But, like, it is what it is. It comes time to get the bill. And this fool looks at me and says to me, can you pay for the meal? Because I don't want to break my $100 bill. Really? You want me to pay for the meal because you don't want to break your $100 bill, and you asked me out to dinner? Mind you, like, I believe, like, y'all, we were at Applebee's and he had ordered so much food. Like, I believe, I don't know if I'm tripping, but I believe the order, like, the meal came up to like $60. Like, mind you, we didn't order like liquor or anything because we were under 21. Like, I was younger. Like, there was so much food, and it was like, I believe, I don't know, I might be tripping, but I believe it was like almost $60 worth of food at Applebee's. What happened to the 2 for $20? Like, what are we doing here? You know? And little old me, scared to put my foot down, had the nerve to be like, I didn't want to, but I did it. I paid for it. Do you know when we left, because he had the car, right? I didn't have a car at the time. Do you know when we left, he pulled over to the gas station, broke his $100 bill and put gas in his tank, and put $10 in his tank? Really? So you didn't want to buy lunch and break your $100, but you broke it to put $10 in your tank? Trifling. Okay, guys, we're gonna move on to the next story. I think I might make this my last one. If this story that I find, like, reminds me of something I went through in my life, I will tell you guys one more story, like one more personal story, but we're just gonna read here. Okay, so this one says, so we're still in high school and we've been hanging out forever. Really liked each other. He's a pretty decent nerdy guy. We play StarCraft together all the time. I have a couple of classes together, and he took me to a Magic tournament. Cool. I register and I start playing. I advance and he throws a hissy fit after I beat him and refuses to drive me home. The guy behind the counter guilts him into taking me home, and we're about halfway through the awkward silence home when he gets pulled over by the cops for speeding. Instead of cooperating, he throws a effing fit and starts yelling. Officer asks him to step out of the car, and eventually he does. I'm in tears, so the nice officer calls my parents to come and get me from the side of the road because he's taking date guy to the station for belligerence. I had to answer a ton of questions with the guy sitting in the back of the cop car glaring daggers at me. Worst date I've ever had. I had to continue taking classes with him into the end of the year. We never spoke again. Trifling. A sore loser. There's not much to be said to this except for, like, don't be a sore loser. Like, why is my man throwing a fit because he lost? You're a grown man. Come on now. I don't have much else to say about that besides it's trifling, but it reminds me of a story. And this story is not exactly like similar to this, but in a way it is. So this is with that same guy I just told you about, who was a hot mess that I dated. One time was in college. Y'all asked if anybody knows who I dated in college, like later on in college. No, it is not him. This is somebody I was dating like summer, like high school, at the end of high school and into college. Okay, then it ended there. But anyways, he came to college. First of all, y'all, I could really tell y'all so many story times on this man, like so many story times, and the Lord knows I probably shouldn't. We were at the rec center in college, and he was down like playing basketball or whatever, and he wanted me to watch him play basketball. Do you know I was sitting at the top of the rec center just looking down, watching him play basketball, and I was like on my phone just like scrolling and watching him at the same time, like, you know, like, sir, pipe down. Do you know that this man afterwards, when the game was over, I walked downstairs to meet him so we could leave. This man is throwing a whole fit, like basically ignoring me because I wasn't watching him. My eyes were not glued to him the whole time. He literally was like, why every time I look up, you on your phone, you wasn't even watching me? First of all, sir, you down here getting your ass kicked anyway. Let's just speak on that, okay? It's hard to, it's a hard watch, okay? It's a hard watch, first of all. Second, I was actually on my phone looking up like date night ideas for us, and he was literally like throwing such a fit because I didn't watch him. Y'all, I literally can like tell y'all so many stories about this man. I want to tell y'all so much though, but like he legit threw a whole fit. Mind you, this is a narcissist we're talking about, y'all. I could go on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on. Wait, is that what she be saying? I don't know. Anyways, y'all, that is the end of our dating horror stories videos. If y'all want more of these story times, let me know in the comments. If you have a dating horror story that you want the girls to know about, your fellow it girls, tell your friends, okay? We are all friends here. We are cousins, okay? We are girls. We're besties, okay? Tell your besties, tell your cousins in the comments, look, this is a terrible date that I've been on. And watch out for these red flags. Let your girls know in the comments, okay? Community, we're building it. Yes. Anyways, you guys, that's all I have for y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye!
Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say no. Girls can't never say